Hi, my name is Ginty and I am currently living in a van and am really interested in minimalism. So in this video I'm going to share with you every single piece of clothing I own, which is right here, and tips on how to downsize your wardrobe and why I think it is extremely beneficial for your health. So I'll get straight into it. This pile of clothes, it's pretty messy, I'm a terrible folder, is every single thing that I own, apart from what I'm wearing right now. So it's taken me a few months to really get to this stage, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at clothes-wise. I wanted to go through a few of the different clothes I have. There is 3 criteria I sort of use when I select clothing that I want to keep, and that is it has to be comfortable. I do not want to be uncomfortable in anything I wear. It has to be breastfeeding friendly because I'm currently breastfeeding all throughout the day and night my nearly 1-year-old daughter. And it also has to be versatile, because when you're trying to get into minimalism, especially with your clothing, you want it to be versatile. You want to be able to wear a piece of clothing to, for me, like to yoga during the day, and even whilst I have dinner at night time if I just go into a restaurant or whatever. So I'll go through a few of my pieces of clothing. For the past year as well, I just made a decision that I would only buy ethically made clothing. So some of my clothing isn't ethically made, and that was stuff that I've had for years, but anything more recent purchases are all ethically made. So my yoga tights are from Tiki, and they're made out of recycled plastic bottles, ethically made. These are them. Here I wear them for yoga, but I'd also wear them during the day or to do whatever. They're pretty light. You can actually wear them surfing, like in the water. So another thing with my clothes is, even though I have minimal clothing, I want it to represent who I am. I don't want it to just be boring and plain. I want it to be stuff that I feel happy to wear. So it's not just neutral and plain, it's like patterns and bright often, because that's what I like wearing and that's what I feel good to wear. So they're my main yoga tights that I've got at the moment. This top that I'm wearing is also Tiki, and I wear that for yoga but also during the day. And these pants are my favorite pants in the world. My dad got them for me, like, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years ago, and I just love wearing them. They've been repaired a few times, but yeah, they're so comfortable. So my other like day-to-day wear plus yoga wear are shorts. These are from Minimalist. They're also made out of recycled plastic bottles. I'll put the links for these places online. But Minimalist shorts and my Tiki shorts. So all of these take up little room. They can fold down really flat. They can be hand washed, and all ethically made from recycled plastic bottles, which is so freaking cool. I'll show you a couple of other things I have. The newest additions to my wardrobe came at Christmas time from my partner Chris. He brought me 2 dresses. This they're made out of like a really light cheesecloth fabric. They were made from a girl in Byron Bay, and Chris brought them for me at the markets, and I previously didn't have any dresses or skirts any longer, so it's so nice to have a couple of dresses and just feel really like feminine and pretty wearing them. So they are my 2 dresses. My wardrobe is sort of like yoga wear that I also wear throughout the day, and then just like a few casual pieces of clothing and a few like crocheted pieces of clothing, because I love to crochet. And so the rest of what I have is here, and that's just like my casual stuff. I can definitely get rid of a few more of these things here. I just don't find I'm wearing them frequently enough to keep, and it's just taking up space in the van. So yeah, that is all of my clothing, and like I said, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, but I will probably reassess in a couple of weeks time and get rid of a few more things. But I wanted to share with you some tips and reasons as to why I think it's really important to minimalize your clothing and just downsize. So the number one reason would be to create space. Literally creating space in your environment, like in your room, in your wardrobe, but also in your mind. When you have clutter all around you, it creates clutter in the mind, and it's just not healthy, and doesn't create a nice space to be creative and efficient. So that would be definitely my number one reason why it's so important to get rid of clutter. The second one would be to save money. Although you might not think you spend much money on clothing, just like money a little bit each week, even if you're buying like cheap clothing, like a $15 top or a $10 top or whatever, over a period of time that money accumulates and it can be so much money, which leads into my third reason, which is material possessions never make you happy. So it's so much more important to spend time doing things that you like, to looking inside, to doing things that will bring you true happiness, instead of just buying things hoping that that will make you happy, because it's a never-ending pursuit. When you try to put happiness in possessions, all you do is you want more, you crave more, and you just accumulate things, but you don't become a happier person. So save your money, create some space, and use that space to explore things that will truly make you happy. Another one is, so I've got a little list down here, so if I'm looking down, that's what it's at. Another one which I actually got off Charisma on Command is to increase your willpower. He was talking about how deliberating on decisions diminishes your willpower, and it's exactly like this with clothing. When you've got so many options, a wardrobe full of different clothing, you spend too much time and you drain your energy trying to make decisions about what to wear. When you don't have all of those options, it's easy. You wake up and you're like, well, I'm wearing that, I'm wearing this, because that's all you have to choose from. And when you make sure that clothing is comfortable and you genuinely like it, it's so awesome to be able to easily make those decisions and also still feel good about what you wear. When I used to have a lot more clothing, I used to deliberate on what I should and shouldn't wear, etc. I'd change my outfits, and then I'd just be like completely over it and never really happy with what I ended up wearing anyway. So increase your willpower by making less decisions, and making quick decisions, because you don't have that many options. So another one would be to do it in stages. I have totally gone through my stuff probably like 6 or 7 times before I got to where I am at right now. So just go through your clothing like once a month. And if you haven't worn that for a piece of clothing for a whole month, like really consider getting rid of it. I know like with seasons you might want to keep some warmer clothes, like back seal that, put that away, but clothing, like we're in summer right now, if you haven't worn a lot of the clothing you have in your closet that is summer clothing, and we're in the middle of summer, then you could really contemplate getting rid of it. Alright, another thing that can help, and a tip that something that I did, is to sell my clothing. What I did was I got all my clothing together that I didn't really want, but it was in really great condition. I thought other people might like it. I put it on eBay and I made some money from it. And what I did with that money was buy the clothing that I really did want, such as like those tiki tights that I showed you. And I used that money to buy ethically made great clothing, and I sold on what I didn't need. Another tip I have is to donate clothing. That's where most of my clothing has gone. We donated so much. I was so fortunate enough to have heaps of clothing. A lot of people aren't that fortunate to have any clothing at all, and it makes you feel really good to donate clothing to people who need it, and it makes you happy, makes them happy. So those are probably the tips on how to start. Do it in stages. Sell some clothing, because then you'll have some money coming in, and that always feels nice. and to donate clothing, because it feels good to do that and you're also helping other people out. So just check, I think that's sort of everything. So I had one more thing that I wanted to share, and that is to buy ethically made clothing. For most of my life I didn't do that, and then for the past year, after watching a documentary on Netflix called The True Cost, I decided that I would only buy ethically made clothing. And in the past I just bought whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, cheap clothes. It didn't last me long, it often sat in the cupboard, I just wore it once and didn't care. Now I want to buy ethically made clothing because it is incredibly important for the environment, and often it's so much better quality. It's not like fast fashion. I try to buy clothes sourced locally, really good quality, natural fabrics, natural dyes, or things like this made out of recycled plastic bottles. It's going to last longer, it feels better when you wear it, it's better quality, and it's also just so much better for the environment. So that is probably the last tip I will share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm living in a van with my nearly 1-year-old daughter and partner, and we are traveling around Australia. I'm actually about to begin my yoga teacher training as well. So we're going to be sharing loads of videos about minimalism, simple living, how to be healthy whilst traveling, and all sorts of other things that we love. So if you're interested, please subscribe, and I'll be posting a video every single week. So that is everything. Thank you for watching.